Hey, everybody!
So, I have a question.
What's up?
If Ares caused World War One, does that mean that Hitler is like super Ares?
You couldn't tell. We went and saw Wonder Woman! I guess Hitler is...
There is entirely too much woman in this movie. Men need to save the day.
Nope. No, they don't.
This movie kicked ass.
This movie was awesome. And
That being said,
thank
there
God
are...
we can finally say that about a DC movie. Yeah,
Well,
there were
that's
problems.
kind of the caveat that I have with this. This would be a good movie regardless, but I don't think it would be as good a movie if
the other
if
DC
the other
movies
DC
were
movies
so bad.
weren't just so fantastically awful.
It was,
But that's a discussion we can have at the end of the video. For the beginning of the video, let's start with how the movie started. Let's start with Diana's childhood.
Yeah, we got a full origin story, but we didn't get like an origin story that just felt like it was shoved down our throats.
No, you get the time to have it breathe and accumulate atmosphere, and you get to know Diana and Hippolyta and her sister and all the other Amazonians. Basically, you get a real sense of connectivity with the characters.
Yeah, you also get a feeling like you can kind of start getting a feeling that, you know, they're not telling her something there with the whole when she first used her powers.
Yeah.
After they were training her.
Yeah, that's in the trailer, so we can talk about
Yeah.
that. But that's all.
She
Hippolyta is completely against Diana going and becoming a warrior like everybody else on Themyscira. She
is the only child there.
is the only child there, and they actually used the whole "I made you in clay and prayed to Zeus that you would be given life," and he did. And I was like, you just used one of the silliest origin stories ever in a movie. Thank you so much, DC. Yeah, this movie. Okay, before we get into basically spoilers from here on out, I would say.
Yeah.
I would 100% recommend going to see this movie. That being said,
Definitely.
the 2D would probably be just as well.
Yeah.
The 3D is decent. It's not nearly as obnoxious as I've seen it in most movies,
It's not.
but it doesn't add anything
I'd
super
say
great to
save
it.
your $3 because I've actually seen this movie twice.
You went to see it on opening night.
I saw it. I've seen it in 2D and I saw it this morning in 3D. It may just be me, but the 3D was hardly noticeable, and it didn't really give or take away from it. I'd say go see it in 2D.
I would say make a 2D showing, but yeah, this movie is 100% worth going to see. As much as I didn't mind her in Batman v Superman, but she didn't stand out to me during her tenure in that movie. But Gal Gadot does a fantastic Diana.
She is a really good actress.
She is.
And
I'm
that's-
excited to see what she does from now on. So there's your recommendation. If you don't want any spoilers whatsoever,
Go
this
see
movie
it.
is 100% worth going to see.
And now, spoilers in
Spoilers!
3, 2, let's spoil the shit out of this.
This movie rocked the dick off me! And then I found it and put it back.
And then there were dick jokes.
Yeah, let's get the cons out of the way real quick, because I do have a few.
I could have done without Ares in this movie. I mean,
He
was perfectly fine
Mhm.
as a villain and how they finished the movie. But honestly, from where she was in Batman versus Superman, I would have been okay with there not being an Ares or him kind of being a shadowy figure and maybe being the villain in Justice League.
That would be interesting, but we're not going to have that. We're going to have parademons in Justice League. So we're going to be doing Darkseid pretty much. But yeah, Ares is kind of the biggest problem I would have. I'm going to preface this right now. Most all of my problems are just personal gripes.
Yeah, they're just very, very nitpicky.
Yeah, and this is just because we're a couple comic nerds. But
I didn't mind the whole Child of Zeus thing, though, because...
That's sort of bugged me, just mostly because they had already went with the whole, yeah, I made you how to play. And it's like, well, you took the kind of goofy route, but yeah, it works. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, but that's not really how she was a child of Zeus, and that's how it is in the newest version of her origin stories, that she is a demigod.
Right, but I don't think that's needed because she's already technically a homunculus. So, I that was just something that was like, man, did we really need the whole child of Zeus deal? But anyway, it plays into the story for like maybe 5 minutes.
Well, when they were talking
really
about the God Killer, I knew, like, right then and there when they started talking about the God Killer in the beginning, I'm like, it's not the sword, it's her.
Yeah, no, that was really obvious. I'm really glad they didn't force it down your throat either. It's just like this revelation he has for it. It's like, that sword wasn't the God Killer, it was you.
I actually liked how the whole time she thought it was this sword she had that was going to kill Ares.
Right.
And it wasn't. It was her.
Now, I will say, Ares being a problem for me mostly comes from the whole speech that Steve Trevor gives her at the end, which is like,
what if there's not a bad guy?
Sometimes there isn't this giant overarching mastermind. Sometimes people aren't just black and white. We're not just good and bad.
Yeah.
And it would have been that nice moment of clarity, and it's like, yeah, I get that.
Like, in her, like, holding back for a second could have totally just been like, oh, and then having the realization, and then she could have gone and stopped the plane, and maybe...
I was okay with her not, honestly.
Yeah.
A better ending, I think, instead of the giant knock everything down fight with Ares, I would probably say would have been her capturing Dr. Poison.
Yeah.
And coming to the realization that not everybody is going to be straight up good or evil, but you have done awful things and you will pay for them. And then she brings her back to the Allies and says, do with her what you will.
Yeah.
And I think that would have been a bit of a stronger ending, just personally. Because up until that point, basically everything I had ever wanted to see in a Wonder Woman movie was in a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
You got her deflecting bullets and the lasso of truth and all kinds of really cool shit. How did this movie become more 300 than two movies about superheroes fighting each other made by the guy who made 300?
I don't know. But I also really liked, my biggest, positive thing I can say about this is they didn't play, and it may just be because it was directed by a woman.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
Well, they didn't play the stupid woman card, and they also didn't play they need to shove that a woman can kick ass in your face. It all felt very natural.
It did.
Diana was naive, but not naive to the point where it was annoying.
Right. No, you definitely get that almost righteous indignation she has towards the generals who are just so casually sending people to die on the front lines.
Yeah.
And it literally just blows her mind that anyone could be that callous and unfeeling towards ending human life. And that actually speaks volumes of who her character is. And works fantastically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, like you said, it never becomes annoying to the point where it's like, yeah, we get it, she doesn't agree with this, let's move the story ahead. Everything that happens in this movie, even in the slower parts where I unfortunately had to go take a leak, happened with character development and moving stuff forward.
The only part of this movie that I missed last night that I saw was the whole the men and the boat scene with the men and the women sleeping together and all that, like Trevor having to explain it to her,
right?
Kind of.
I didn't mind that.
That was the only part I missed, and I was like, I didn't really miss much.
No, you really didn't. There are parts in this movie where if you have to, you can go get a refill, you can go take a leak, do something. And you won't exactly miss where the story went. No. yeah, even in those small moments, you get some kind of character development, and I would almost say that in the hands of somebody else, this would have fucked up horribly.
Yes.
Because they could have really gone the whole women can do anything power thing, and it would have just been like, yeah, we get it. Let's move the story ahead. I want to see Wonder Woman kick the crap out of German enemies. And I got to say, it was a really great idea placing it in World War One rather than World War Two, because you can actually kind of make the argument that maybe the Germans aren't necessarily evil.
Yeah.
And
you can make
you
that
can
with
humanize.
World War One.
You can make that with World War One. World War Two, you got Nazis.
No.
You got Nazis trying to steal the Ark of the Covenant, trying to blow up New York and kill Captain America.
Yeah.
World War Two, you just fuck the Nazis.
World War One, you can humanize them a little bit, a little bit, not a lot, a little.
And yeah. No, this movie was really great. It packed really great emotional punches. Probably the heaviest one was when they go into no man's land.
Yeah.
Because if you know anything about World War One history, the trench warfare was just absolutely abysmal. Hurt so many people, destroyed so much, and
there was barely any foot gained for how long they were there.
No, it's. They honestly captured the bleakness that most of Western Europe was experiencing at this time, and
it was also like the horror on her face, where they're like, "No, this is normal. Let's go."
Yeah, and again, that comes
just
into her naivety, but at the same time, she realizes it's that
finally
superhero mentality that I've wanted for so long. It's
and
like,
it just
this
finally
is suffering that I can prevent. And
yeah,
I am going to.
That's when it got to the point where she's like, "Nope, I'm done," and hops up and takes the town.
Yeah, clears the path through no man's land. And I honestly sat there. I was like, "This is the best superhero moment I've seen in years."
Yeah,
just a solo superhero moment. Like Captain America: The First Avenger is one of my absolute favorite superhero movies of all time because of how well it captures the character, their motivations, and their ideals, and everything. And this runs a damn close second.
Yeah,
for a solo hero movie.
I honestly.
That being said, I think some of the critics were wrong. This isn't so much Captain America: The First Avenger meets Superman, like the Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yeah,
I would probably label this more closer like. Bob Shipman said it's more Captain America: The First Avenger meets Thor.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it doesn't quite recapture that idyllic spirit that Superman captured. At least not to me. If it did to you, wonderful.
Yeah,
but
this was definitely gave me hope for DC. But I'm just, why did it take us 3 movies before this to get a good set? This is the 4th DC movie, and it's the first really, really good one. Suicide Squad was meh. Batman versus Superman was shit, and then Man of Steel was shit. Like, this is the first good. This should have been the start of the franchise, in my opinion.
That's a topic for another
yeah, that's
discussion.
definitely another.
Which,
discussion.
hey, you never know. Maybe a podcast in the future.
Yeah.
Check back here for more. But this movie was so good. I'm just so happy to say that one of my all-time greatest heroes was portrayed positively, did what she was supposed to do, and set up nicely for more interaction with other heroes.
She is definitely the best movie female hero we've had so far.
Well, much like this movie standards, that bar was set pretty low.
Well,
I mean, the closest comparison we had was Elektra.
Why'd you have to... Well, Black Widow's been on screen.
Yeah, but
she's never
not
had
her
her
own
own
movie. You want to know another one?
Mm-hmm.
Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes!
I watched the Honest trailer for that.
Yeah, no. We're going to talk about this in a podcast eventually, but it's so refreshing that this was something that was executed almost flawlessly. And it is wonderful, and I cannot recommend you go see this movie enough. Hopefully,
Linda
more
Carter
people
would be proud.
Hopefully, more people go see this movie, and DC looks at the numbers and says, nobody's bitching after this one.
Right?
Maybe we should make more movies like this.
Hopefully. That's all I can hope for, because God, what are they going to do with Aquaman, The Flash, Batman? Like,
No, Jared, it's okay. His superpower is being rich.
I don't think...
You realize with that logic, Donald Trump is technically a superhero.
Shut up.
I can just see him sitting on Twitter. There's some nights I contemplate dressing up in a bat suit. Brave. And Brave is in bold print, so you have Brave in the bold.
Oh, shit.
No, this movie was fucking wonderful. That being said, I would remove Ares essentially as a bad guy and like have her capture Dr. Poison or whatever her name was, and
I think
that be her.
They should have set up Ares as the villain,
or have Ares set up there
or for the Justice League, and just kind of be like this cloaked, hooded figure that
just silently sits there from the sidelines and goes, "Yes, that's right."
And then, like, maybe when we get the reveal, it could have been the same.
Raises his hands menacingly.
Yeah, and maybe when we get the reveal in Justice League, had they done it like that, she could have been like, "What? You're too old. Why are you still alive?" And then him, summon the armor.
Yeah, and that would have been a really great reveal, but we're not going to get that.
Like I said, it worked, and I liked it.
Cut out the dick jokes.
There was like one or two.
There were two, but they were completely unnecessary, and I was just like, really? That's where we're going? Okay, fine, whatever. Because it's like you'd been doing a really good job telling a story, and then you're like, I'm above average for men. It's like...
Steve Trevor
really?
Steve Trevor was his own hero in this movie, though. Like, he was a
hero
in
goes
his
Chris
own...
Pine, who's a good actor.
Fantastic actor.
He's a good actor. I like
really
him.
Good.
I like him. I liked him as Captain Kirk. I like him here.
I gotta give it to him. Like, he sold... Like, he was a hero in his own right that was willing to sacrifice his life to save the world. And it was also very noble of him to go, no, I go do this so you can save the rest of the world.
Yeah,
I'm not
I can
you.
save today. You are going to save tomorrow.
Exactly.
And that was a really great line. I'm like, yes! Nobody understands how good guys are supposed to work. Somebody understands how a superhero is supposed to work.
Thank you, God.
I want to see more of what this director goes on to do.
I really do, too.
What was her name?
I will put it in...
I want to say it was like Patty Jenkins, I think was the name. I could be horribly wrong. No. Just put it in later. Put it in later. They'll see it and people will comment on it. It's like, God, stupid cuck doesn't know who directed Wonder Woman. Fuck off. Now, I want to see what she does again, because I really liked how this turned out. I thought it... And if a Black Widow movie ever is in the future, I would honestly like to see her do it.
Yeah.
That being said, I would like to see some of the writers come back, because
I don't think we're getting another female-led superhero movie until Captain Marvel.
You never know.
Yeah. No.
Well, on the other hand, the writing staff of this consisted of a lot of the DC Comics writers, so...
Yeah. Thank God.
That probably helped. But
it wasn't just some tools at Warner Brothers. Oh, the kids like Harley Quinn. Put it in.
The chart says that at this point, this needs to happen. Make sure it does.
Put it in.
The chart says put it in. Put it in.
For the kids. For the kids.
For the children. But yeah, this movie, I am so happy to say, blows Batman v Superman and Man of Steel and Suicide Squad just completely out of the water.
Yes, it does.
So good. I don't think there's anything left to say about this movie specifically, so
Go see it.
go see it.
All right, and let's know what you guys think. Did you like the movie? Have you seen it? Are you planning on seeing it?
Please plan on seeing it.
Please do. We need this one to make more money than the other three. And,
Combined.
Yeah, and be like, oh, this is where we need to go.
People in Asia, fucking watch this movie. I don't care if you hate the fact that a woman's the main character. Go see this fucking movie. Because I want happiness in a movie. I like bright colors. I like the vibrancy. That is one last thing I'm going to say before we end. I know we've said we were going to end like 3 times now. But again, it's like they looked into my head and saw what I wanted in a Wonder Woman movie. And one of the chief things I wanted in this, because it was going to be set in one of the darkest moments of human history,
was her to be so
was her
oppositely colored,
exactly,
like bright
and it
hopeful.
makes such a wonderful, striking contrast, just in the visual aspect alone. In the charge through No Man's Land,
Yeah.
just everything was bleak and desaturated, and there she is, vibrant and strong and wonderful, and it's just, please, more of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
honestly all I really want. Just have some color, please.
all right, guys. Well, until next time, please like and subscribe and hit that little bell and get notifications when we put up videos, and then go watch me and Sean beat each other up playing Injustice.
Yeah, we reenact Batman v Superman, but not with Batman and Superman.
Yeah, that pretty much. All right, guys.
Yeah, ironically, that was the only characters we didn't play together.
All right, guys. Until next time, we will see you guys later.
Laters.